This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you in part by the Naperville Sun.
Well, Bill, as you guys get ready for that first round playoff matchup with Naperville North, let's take a step back to August. You know, you guys starting your first year as head coach here with Neuqua Valley. What kind of changed from your kind of perspective taking over this program?
I think the biggest change has been our commitment to working in the weight room during the season, and right after two-a-days and throughout the season, we've really committed to being in the weight room, getting stronger, and kind of going with our whole philosophy of finishing practice in the weight room, getting stronger for hopefully what we were to hope as being a playoff run and being stronger at the end of the season.
And, I remember talking with you after the Week 2 game after Naperville Central. A point of pride for you guys was this was the first Neuqua team to start the season 2-0. Now you guys started 9-0. Did you kind of see this, that this could be a possibility with this group of kids?
To be honest with you, we talked about these freshmen. They were 9-0. These seniors, when they were freshmen, they were 9-0. So we talked a little bit about it at the very beginning of the season. Why not finish your regular season 9-0 just like you started it, and kind of building the whole thing about finishing your regular season, and that's kind of what we've built on, and they've done just that. I mean, that being said, I will tell you that this team has done a phenomenal job of staying focused each and every week. It's not easy going 9-0. We play a very tough schedule, and these kids have done a great job of staying focused on the next opponent, regardless of who it is. And that's a real credit to the leadership that we have out here on the field. I mean, these captains, right down through our guy on the bench has been really good as far as leading this team.
You talk about the leadership. One guy, from watching your team most of the season, Joey Radigan obviously has the numbers. 1,300 yards, 20-plus touchdowns on the ground. A very versatile back, but it seems like he's the guy that, with a lot of this offense, what he says kind of goes with that group.
Right, it does. I mean, he's been a 3-year starter for us, and what he says, the kids listen to him, But this year, we've got a tremendous supporting cast to go along with them. I mean, we've got other leaders and other kids that are making plays all over the field. I mean, we've got a quarterback in Dylan Andrews who's just been phenomenal this year for us. I mean, he has been so efficient every single time we've asked him to do anything. That's really taken a little bit of the burden off of Joey. On 3rd and 3, we don't have to run the football to Joey. I mean, we have something else that we can always go to, and it's been real helpful. I mean, he would tell you that, Dylan would tell you that. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice 1-2 punch, and and Dylan's who he is. Based on the receiving core that we have. I mean, Mikey Dudek leading the charge with our receivers. He's been excellent this year. He's fast. He's aggressive. He goes up and catches the ball. And he's been a real pleasant surprise as a junior. So we're pretty excited about it.
And up front for you guys on offense, the offensive line kind of anchored there by your left tackle, state wrestler Andrew Gears.
I don't want to forget about our offensive line because as I've spoken to all those guys, I mean, we go as far as our offense and defensive line both. We talk about that every week, that, we have to be physical up front, and they have answered the bell every single time. They come out and, they challenge each other. I mean, they challenge each other to get better. We're out here yesterday and they're still barking at each other about getting better and running faster and doing this. And, and some people look at that as being a negative. I don't. I look at that as these kids are so competitive and they want this so bad that they've continued to push each other throughout the course of the season.
The other thing that's kind of stuck out about your team when watching them this season is special teams. You guys seem to put an emphasis on it. 7 return touchdowns this year, 6 on kickoffs, 1 on punts. And it seems like when you're not running them all the way back, you're getting great field position. Is that something that you guys seem to stress?
Yeah, we absolutely stress that. I mean, we practice special teams. We commit, 20 to 25 minutes of practice on special teams, starting on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So it is a heavy emphasis for us. J.R. Nicklaus is our special teams coordinator. He's the first year doing that. Rodney Jones, our defensive coordinator, he was a special teams coordinator last year. And this year, J.R. has been able to bring in a few new twist to what we were able to do and then build on what we were doing last year from the special team standpoint. But he's very excitable. The kids love being on specials, and I think that's part of being good on special teams is the kids got to want to be out there. And JR has done a great job of getting those kids to want to go on the special teams.
on defense, you guys seem to you stop the run. You're good at turning the defense or turning the other offense over. What's kind of the main philosophy for you guys when you do line up on D?
Yeah, we've been able to pressure the quarterback. It starts up front, but we've been able to pressure the quarterback. And if we feel like if we can do that, okay, we can cause havoc in the backfield. And Coach Jones has done a phenomenal job of getting. We run a 3-5, but there's a lot of times where we're given 4- and 5-man pressures all over the field, and sometimes it makes it tough knowing where that stuff's coming from, and and he does a nice job, over the weekend of getting that stuff ready, and and it's been good.
Playoff bracket comes out, and not only you matched up with an area team, Naperville North, that ratchets up the intensity a little bit, but you look at the fact that you guys played week 1. You come away with a victory, but so they've got something to think about for motivation. But not only that, but you have to go against a team that you've already seen, and you both have 8 weeks of other games to kind of dissect each other. What's that process like of kind of prepping for somebody that you guys have already seen, not only seen but beat?
The preparation for us really, it does stay the same. I mean, you prep differently for every offense. You prep differently now for Naperville North than we did week 1, just based on, the films that we have on Naperville North. And I'm sure they're doing the exact same thing. The motivational aspect of it, to me, motivation is going to bring you so far. You got to get out there and execute and focus on stopping what they do, and vice versa. We got to go out and focus on what they're doing defensively and how to exploit. Every defense is going to give up a little something, and it's our job to try to go exploit that and execute, what we call. And these kids have done a great job of staying focused. So the motivational piece, I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're in the playoffs, and also we're playing a Naperville school. So that's exciting in itself. And these kids, I tell you, we were together when they announced the brackets, and these kids erupted. I mean, they're excited. They're excited about being where we're at. We're excited to go play Naperville North. I'm not sure that wouldn't have been the same reaction to who we're playing, because these kids are ready. I mean, they're ready to stay. They're focused on going to win number 10. We've not won 10 games, and that's a tall task. And we've talked a little bit about that. And we got to go get number 10.
And how much have you kind of seen the Huskies change from what you've seen from kind of dissecting them in those 9 weeks since you guys last saw each other?
I think they're much more fundamentally sound, I would say, right now. I mean, that happens, throughout the course of the season. I mean, they're doing a lot better job of doing what they do. They have not changed tremendously what they do, but they're doing a better job with it. And, the first game, both of us, we probably, Sean Drenner would tell you the same thing. It was a little bit of a sloppy game. And, and I hope that this game is going to be a cleaner football game. And I think they're fundamentally better than they were, but I know we are better than we were as well. So,
obviously, Naperville North on deck this week, but I just want to go back a couple weeks just to kind of touch on you guys in Waubonsie. Obviously, a pressure cooker. The last couple games have been phenomenal games. This year, no different. 35-34, double overtime. What take me through that as a coach? What's it like coaching in a game like that? The chess match between you and Coach Murphy. You guys get Mikey underneath. You run a play in the end zone to get the go-ahead score. They tie it, and it was just a really fun football game.
I agree. I wish I could have been just a fan during that game, because it was fun to watch. Yes, there's always a chess match, but there's a chess match each and every week. So I don't know if that was anything different than what we would normally prepare for a football game, other than the fact that there was 10,000 people there and the fans were going crazy each and every moment, which was very, very cool. But it was just a great atmosphere for a high school football game. The chess match, they did some things that we will do differently. If we have to see them again, and I'm sure they would say the exact same thing. It was a great high school football game, and we'll leave it at that. Coach Murphy and I talked a little bit at the all-conference meeting, and it was just a great atmosphere.
For sure. Well, Bill, we'll let you get back to prepping, and thanks for the time this week.
Thank you.